violence that broke out in Maine, bringing South Florida's own history with gun violence into the spotlight.
Tonight, our team coverage continues with CBS News Miami's Joan Murray. And Joan, you spoke to a local organization that's pushing for gun reform in South Florida.
That's right. From Parkland to Pulse to Il Mula, Florida is very familiar with mass shootings. So we decided to take a look at what's being done to make our communities here safer.
We have an active shooter. We have multiple injuries.
Another mass shooting, more communities dealing with the traumatic aftermath.
We fight for good legislation in the state of Florida, and we try to fight against bad legislation that would make guns more prolific or make the situation more dangerous, basically.
For perspective, we talked to two women with the Broward League of Women Voters who have each worked on solutions to gun violence in South Florida. How many lives do you believe you have saved?
You know, it's kind of one of those things you take on faith.
Barbara Markley promotes gun safety, giving away tens of thousands of free gun locks.
Over 60% of all gun deaths are suicides. Suicide is an impulsive decision, and when the gun is sitting there, the decision can be made in less than 5 minutes, and if the gun is available, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And so locking up guns prevents suicide. It protects children. Since when I started in 2017, guns were the third leading cause of death for children and teens. It's now the leading cause of death for children and teens.
Julie Morrill works on sensible gun laws. She's a gun owner who was at the Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport in 2017 when a gunman opened fire. While Florida passed stronger gun laws after the Parkland tragedy, she's worried about efforts to dial it back.
I find it very frustrating. So you will see I have a Gun Sense Voter t-shirt. See what these people's position is on gun legislation, because as much as people would like to think it's not going to happen to me, it could.
And that is just one way that they are working on stronger gun laws. By the way, all these gun locks are free from the VA. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we know that the gunman in this case was an Army reservist who had gone for help for issues he was dealing with, his mental health. So we'll take a closer look at signs to recognize when someone is in distress and things you can do to help when somebody is suffering possibly some mental, emotional problems. That will be all new at 6. Reporting live in Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS News Miami.
Joan, thank you for that. And CBS News Miami will have continuing coverage on the Maine mass shooting. Be sure to stay with us for the latest update on air and online.